when it comes to the ocean, it's one of those amazing places that sometimes it's dead or it seems featureless or lifeless, and other times it just staggers you with what happens. So we were recently down the south coast. Now we're out there hunting tuna. There's been a lot of bluefin around and you've got to go wide, you've got to really search for these fish. And the problem is there's no birds, there's nothing, it's just, you're just looking and looking. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. We started down further south down at Bateman's Bay, then we moved up to Aladella. Now Aladella's this beautiful little port. It's got a large commercial fleet. It's a great place to launch trailer boats like mine. We ran out with some sort of 1,500 fathoms, so we're searching away. Cooper's at the wheel. I'm down the back, we're all looking, because anything you see might give you a sign. Whether it's a couple of birds, whether it's a splash, whatever. Cooper saw some splashing, turned, headed down. They weren't tuna, they were whales. They were sperm whales. Now, every year we see these big sperm whale pods coming up. They're up chasing the giant squid in those deep water canyons, you know, working those areas. So we've come down, we've got in on them. Now I've got a permit to jump in, so I've got all the gear on. As soon as we realised I'm in there, ready for action. And we come in on them, they're acting a bit strange, you know. We look at them, they're all right. Normally they don't phase too much. You can get around, you stop, I jump in, swim over, get a shot. They weren't really keen on it, which was a bit strange. So we got into position, we're looking at it, and I don't want to disturb them, so we sat there and watched for a bit, and then turned around behind us. There's killer whales. There's a pod of killer whales coming in. Now we don't see a lot of killer whales up here in New South Wales on Australia's east coast. We see a few every couple of years, but this pod is right behind sperm whales. And you know what? That means one thing. There's an attack about to happen.
Oh, I think I got him. Yes, I got him.
Okay, keep going, Jim.
Now in my life, I've only ever heard of sperm whales being attacked by killer whales once. And that was from a bloke off Sydney, and he showed me footage, so it was legit. But seeing these killer whales, we're like, oh, this is it, it's gonna happen. So we've edged out towards the killer whales, but they don't want to bar us, they've bolted every time, or just dived, I suppose, disappeared, so they're not even letting us get close. So we're like, oh, there's something going on here. And all of a sudden they've come charging in on a pod of the sperm whales and gone absolutely flat stick at them. Almost like it was just instantaneous. 1 minute they're way over there, we're going, oh, I can't get to them. Next thing, bang, they're on the sperm whale. And then it's like, nah, it's not working, and they've gone. And we're sitting there, the sperm whales are travelling north still, all spread out quite a bit, and the killers just left. So we thought, oh, we'll just start working up ourselves, you know, we'll start moving up, just start trolling it, go back to tuna fishing. And we've started moving up, and we've come across a female and her calf, and I've gone, oh, imagine if they'd found this. And with that, the killer whales popped up again behind us. Again, we couldn't get close to get the footage is, you know, scratchy, they're in the distance, it's hard with a telephoto lens. But this time, they came charging. 1 minute they're out that side, the next minute, bang, they're on it. Now in all these National Geographic and BBC docos you see about the attacks where it goes on for ages and the calf gets hammered, it doesn't work like that in reality. It's bang, it's over. Like 1 minute we're there, trying to get to the killer whales. The next minute, the killer whales are on the calf. There's blood everywhere. There's a big splash. No calf on top. I thought the calf would sit on its mum to try and... No, bang, explosion everywhere. We've gone in, there's blood everywhere. This is all in the space of a few seconds. The problem when everything's happening so fast is that you're trying to capture footage. You're trying to capture it from all angles, you know, trying to get underwater. So I've got the underwater camera set up, ready to go. Then we realised, like, it's literally already over. We thought it would be a prolonged process, you'd be able to drive up, I'd hopefully be able to get in. Nah, it's all over and done with. So I'm ripping the camera out of the housing, trying to get the 1DX to put the zoom lens on. Jim's trying to shoot with the 5D. Cooper's over my shoulder with his iPhone. So I ended up getting stills instead of video when it actually happened, because I thought there'd be massive explosions and whales jumping out of the water. No, it's just boils and blood. That's all it was. And as you can see, these shots, the sequence of shots, that's the kill. That's it. It's absolutely amazing how quick it happened. The 1DX, because I keep swapping cameras, got the underwater ready, and then I'm like, no, I'm going on top. And as I'm shooting these images with the 1DX, it's so fast. There's no killer whales all over the place. There's just subtle stuff and just lots of boiling and lots of blood. Just tons of blood. It was bizarre. But thank God I had it and got the stills. I'd love to drone, I'd loved underwater, but it happens so quick. You literally bang, 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 and you get these shots, and that's it. And there's no calf. Next thing, the sperm whale comes in, or the female comes in. She kept rolling over, doing this weird behaviour, rolling on the side and putting her fin in the air. So whether she got hit in the attack, I don't know. It's the first time I've ever seen this, so we're speculating a bit on what we saw, and because it was so fast, because the killer whales just literally disappeared. But the next thing that happened is that we're there, and all of a sudden there's sperm whales charging at the boat from all over the place. I've never in my life been a bit nervous at sea, but seeing 50 ton of whale going flat stick at the boat, charging across the tour. I haven't been that scared at much at sea, but to see 50 ton of whale going flat stick across the surface straight at you, like 50 ton of this thing. Oh my God, I'm going, Coop, stay on the wheel. And all of a sudden they came up and then they just stacked up all around the boat and just sat around us. And there's not a sign of the killer whales. They're gone. There's a massive slick of blood. No sign of the whale, so the calf, I suppose that it was sinking, they were eating it maybe, I'm not sure. But we actually end up being trapped. So we've got all these sperm whales blocking around the boat and all tight, which I've never seen them like this before. And at one stage there's a bull in front of the boat. We can't go forward. There's whales everywhere because you don't want to hurt them or damage them, but I didn't want to be stuck in the middle of them either, you know. One minute I'm about to get in the water, the next I'm like, oh, should I be getting in on this? We couldn't get on the attack because it was so fast. Like literally 5 minutes, it's over. Tried to get to it, nothing. Then with all the whales, I was thinking, oh, I don't know if they're real happy about me jumping in, because you don't want to disturb them. And look, someone's just been eaten, so it's not really the best thing. So all of a sudden, with all these sperm whales packed in so tightly, like I've never seen it like this. They're always spread out, but all of a sudden they're right in tight and they're all around us. We think there were a couple of splashes in the distance, which may have been the demise or the remnants of the calf, but we never saw another killer whale. And suddenly we were all focused with all the sperm whales packed right in on us, and you know, I wanted to get in, but I was nervous about it. I didn't want to get in because obviously one of their brethren's just been killed, so it's not the best of things. So trying to assess the situation. Of course I'm trying to change cameras as well. Every photographer will understand, like I don't have 5 1DXs, so I can't have different lenses. So I've got the underwater housing there, I'm changing out of that and I'm changing it back. And you're like, well, which way? So now I'm thinking, oh, I can get in with them. So I've swapped back over, put the 1DX back into the underwater housing, and the whales are right beside the boat. So I've just dropped it over the side, held it, didn't even check what frame rate I had on. And you can see this massive whale coming past, like this big sperm whale there. Another one comes under, and as he comes under, he looks up and rolls and just looks at us. And I'm like, oh, how amazing this. And now I'm really keen to get in, you know. And with that, they all just started spreading out again and started drifting out. And before you knew it, you could barely tell anything happened. There was a slick back down where the original kill was, like a massive slick, but the ocean just settled down as if nothing had happened, like swallowed up the whole event. Sperm whales just kept heading off, and we're sitting there going, oh my God, this just happened. It was so fast, it was so dramatic, and this is what I love about wildlife photography, especially about the oceans, which I'm so passionate about, is yes, it's massively cruel if you look at it one way, but this is nature. It's no different. We do a lot of things as well, but to see it actually happen and to witness it there and have your mates say, you know, I look back and I'm always disappointed with the footage. You can always do better, but we got to witness something that is so unbelievably amazing. You rarely see killer whales, yet here we are seeing killer whales attacking a sperm whale. It's barely ever been recorded or seen by anyone or witnessed by anyone. And this is what I love about the open ocean, about being on the high seas and seeing these amazing things happen. It just draws me back time and time again. And if there's one thing we can take away from this, is we've got to look after our oceans.